Welcome to another gap session. I know it's been a while. I am doing this gap session because I have learned a lot over these last few years of owning mainland on the mainland from Linden Labs, purchasing abandoned land. And we decided to sell our land on mainland and go back to renting from private estate owners. Lessons learned. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of owning mainland and why, in the long term, it's better to rent or purchase a region or a homestead from a private owner. Okay, some of the pros. When owning a parcel or 1/4 or 1/8 plot of land on mainland, of course, you have to have a premium account of some kind. And with this account, you will be allotted different plots of land, different sizes of land. You get the free land depending on which premium account that you have, plus premium, uh, what's the other one? Premium plus. So you get that, the free Linden home if you want that. If you don't want that, you can add that to your land purchases. And tier prices are based on how much you're willing to spend and how much land you want to purchase. The pro of this is that you only have to make a one-time payment for that purchase for that land every month. Now, the initial purchase, someone from Linden's will set the land for sale. Depending on how much you get, you go and purchase the land. After you purchase that land is yours for the entire month. And then after that month, on whatever day that you purchase the land, is the day that you make your payment for that tier. And it starts at, I believe, 25 or 30 is the lowest. So that's the smallest plots of land. And then it gets up to about 112 or something like that, depending on the land size. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't. I did a lot of comparisons before I decided to purchase abandoned land. And I felt that it came out to be cheaper to just rent from Linden. So I only made that one-time payment every month. But on top of that, unless you do the annual premium membership payments, then you're paying two different fees every month. You're paying the premium membership account fee and you're paying your tier fee. And that adds up. That is a con if you don't do the annual membership payments. It's a con. And another con that I have towards that is that I'm going to go back and forth with the pro and cons. I'm not going to just list pros and then list cons. It's going to be kind of a back and forth. The land is yours, but if you're someone that has owned a region before and you're used to having estate rights and being able to edit terrain to your liking, it's really not for you. Don't purchase mainland. And I say that because you can only edit the terrain to a certain extent. And of course, I've noticed because you can only really do this with regions and homesteads that you purchase from a private resident that offer full estate rights. You cannot edit the ground, and that means you cannot change the texture. So no, you cannot do that on mainland that you purchase. And When you flatten or well bulldoze the terrain, you can only bulldoze it to a certain level, and then it's stuck. It stays at a certain level. And on the video, I'll show a picture of what I'm talking about. It won't go down any farther for some reason. It's very limiting. Also, some people may think this is a con and some may think it's a pro, but sometimes you have to deal with unruly neighbors, or you have neighbors that have sounds on their parcels and they don't restrict the sound to their parcel. The sound can be heard across parcels in the entire region, and that's not good. You will have to go and mute the object that's making the sound if it disturbs you. And some neighbors, if you're when you're landscaping, you have to make sure that you don't cross the line. And I've shown this in previous videos when I was landscaping and different things. Trees. If a leaf or a branch of tree is across the parcel line, that resident next door can return that object to you because it's crossing the line into their parcel. I understand it, but to me that is a con. It's a real con because it's still on my land and it's just a leaf or a branch that has tipped the line, but it does, I guess, have an impact on their prim count on their land. So these are just things to be mindful of if you decide to purchase abandoned land or purchase land from someone that's selling land on the mainland. Now, living, I thought economically it would be very good to do this, to purchase abandoned land from Linden Labs. But after sitting down and calculating everything and going back and doing comparisons with some private residents that I typically rent from in the past, it kind of comes out the same, or there's just a few dollars over for a homestead of the size that I want for over 5,000 prims. And when I look at land, I look at the prim count, not just the size. I want to get the most out of what I'm paying for. So I want to get 5,000 prims or more. And renting 1/4 land from Linden Lab, you get over 5,000 for only $60 per month, which is good. But if you want estate rights and all that stuff, you can't have that with 1/4 land from Linden. They have all the estate rights. So what made us decide to go back to renting private homesteads is that we want our full estate right and we want to be able to edit the terrain to our liking, completely to our liking, so that we don't have to use extra prims to create fake ground, which is what we have to do when it's summer and fall. We have to create fake land if we want to change our landscaping to match the seasons. And it comes out as about 60 to $63 per month if you're looking at the monthly USD to rent a homestead, a 1/4 homestead with 5,000 prims from a private resident. And the private residence we go with is Willowdale or Luxury. We've been with them for years. And Imaginaire is he's really he's good, and their managers are good. They have great customer service. I've never had a problem with them. That's why we decided to come back to them after doing price comparisons and seeing that we have full estate rights. Again, the really biggest decision besides the economical one is that we get full estate rights and we can have full control over our land. So, yeah, I don't have any cons when it comes to renting from a private resident as long as you pay your tier, you really shouldn't have any problems. And the communication with the managers, the real estate agents is really good if you come across any type of problems. As long as and a real estate has people like that will actually communicate with you, then you found yourself a good real estate to rent from. Another con to renting from Linden Labs is that you have to be a premium member, and not everyone wants to pay membership fees to play Second Life. And after years of being a premium member, I understand now that it's really not that beneficial to paying a membership. I like it better when it's free. And most people, if you don't pay your membership fee, no, on the monthly or the yearly, your account will be put on hold after 30 or 60 days. And then, no, after 30 days, yeah, of not paying. And after 60 days, it is completely suspended, or it's kind of like it's deleted. And it won't come off the hold or suspension until after you pay the fee that you owe. And on top of that, they continue to charge you after 1 month of not paying. The second month, they still charge you again, even if you're paying. So that adds up. So it's two fees that you owe. It's 2 months that you owe while your account is on hold. And they offer partial payments, but even as you pay partially and pay your balance down, your account is still on hold or is still suspended. And that is something that I don't agree with. That is a policy that they might consider changing in the future if they want people to continue purchasing these subscriptions on the game instead of just having a basic account. And I've learned that it is better to just have a basic account, because even with a premium account, I personally still end up having to purchase lindens. The linden stipend that they give you on any of the subscriptions is not sufficient at all. And I still have to purchase almost over $100 worth of lindens to get the most out of my experience when I want to go to a shopping event or purchase more or purchase decor items. And with PBR coming into the mix, I really want to purchase new decor items that have PBR because I think it's very nice. I play a lot of games that have PBR and I really like the effects. And I'm not the only person that doesn't care for premium accounts. But if you're going to purchase abandoned land or any land on mainland, consider that you have to have a premium account to do that. And as far as purchasing land that's for sale on mainland, I really don't know about that. I don't know if you need a premium account to have that, but from my understanding of when I read the description on the land on the website, you have to have a premium account to own any type of land on the mainland at all whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you're purchasing it or if you're renting it from Linden Labs. I believe you have to have a premium account to do so. Excuse all the background noise. I tend to do this at night when everyone's asleep. Anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about as far as my lessons learned, and that we are now on a private homestead where we have full estate rights. And this is where we're probably going to stay and pay that one fee every month to Willowdale. And I no longer have premium account. I don't think I'm going to go back to premium, at least not for a while. If they do the lifetime membership thing that they did over the summer again next year, I might consider doing that, but I don't know. Also, I what's up with that? I feel like that's something that was a long time coming and should be offered more than once a year. Anyway, remember when remember when GOL clubs were out? They had a new installment every year. I I'm a club goer. Well, I was until a lot of them started to close, and I kind of noticed it was like a phenomenon. It took over Second Life, where all these clubs just started closing back to back. A lot of my favorite clubs that I go to that play house and trance closed. The GOL installment clubs were one of those. They had Facebook groups and everything, and I really loved their DJs. It was a house trance type of music going on, electronic, and I really loved it. I loved the atmosphere, the decor, the people. It was amazing. And then it closed. This remember when is for people that are club goers or that know about the GOL clubs that were around back then. It's not for everyone, but it's just something that I really thought about when I saw that. I don't really have a place to go anymore as far as house, trance, and electronic clubs or music. And GOO was just one of those really big ones that I really liked, and I like how they had the different installments every quarter or a year. I don't know. But yeah. All right, that's all for this gap session. Until next time. Bye.